I saw this post the other day. This is from the X handle Game First. I've never heard of these guys before today, but they have 131,000 followers. Apparently, a lot of people have. They do gaming leaks and news and all sorts of stuff and entertaining content. Well, this led to this post here. Twitter hates Wolverine. Twitter hates those who like Wolverine. Twitter hates GTA 6. Twitter hates those who buy GTA 6. Twitter hates digital fans. Twitter hates physical media fans. Twitter hates people who pre-order. Twitter hates people who wait for pre-orders. Twitter hates people who play at launch. Twitter hates people who wait for a sale. Twitter hates people who like AAA games. Twitter hates people who like indie games. Twitter hates people who enjoy games. Twitter hates you. Twitter hates me. Twitter hates everyone. We are in the worst era of gaming Twitter here. This has 1 million views on it, and the response to this has been quite interesting. They followed up, says personal opinion matters and criticism matters too, but when it turns into attacking or abusing someone for enjoying something, that's where it becomes a problem.
I don't think it's just gaming.
I think it's all of Twitter, all of society. I can even relate to that right now. There was something on Twitter, and I commented, it was in regards to HBO Harry Potter, and I said, we already had this 25 years ago, and everyone's telling me, you're not a real Harry Potter fan because you don't agree like I do. I'm like, what? Like, it's just all of that. It's the same thing for no matter what. If you say you like the color green, oh, well, why not purple? Blah, blah, blah. You suck on it. It's like, it's everything. It's just, everyone's just evil.
Everyone is incentivized.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that space is crazy, Cindy. The more and more I learn about it, it's a terrifying space.
Yeah.
Which space is that? I'm sorry.
VTubers.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Those VTubers. I'll tell you what. Real quick. So the response to this has been fun to see, and this person doing the meme don't pretty much just consume the product and then excited for next product. Over here, don't ask questions, just go crazy, slop it up, right? This person responded with, we're in the golden age where people are finally fed up with mainstream slop and people who shill for it here. And my thought on this is very simple. It's similar to Endymion. He says toxic positivity is equally, if not even worse than the opposite, because it allows blatantly bad ideas to fester and become disasters like Concord. But only one end of the spectrum is, quote, problematic. Funny how that works over here. My thought on this is simple. I think that people who talk negatively have always talked negatively about video games, or at least been critical. And I feel like we are at a point to where many people in the industry are experiencing criticism for the first time. And I don't think that we are in the, quote, worst era of gaming Twitter. I think that people have a positivity bubble, and that bubble has been burst. And people who inside that positivity bubble, when they see something that is outside of their realm, they all of a sudden say, you're toxic, and you're problematic. And I think that's what social media is designed to do. The whole idea of Twitter, of X, of all social media, is to be a public square. And people say, well, it's, X, ironically, crazy since Elon took over, is right wing, right? And my response to that is that people have always said these things. Now they're just not afraid to say them. They're just saying it out loud for the first time. So I don't know. Y'all's thoughts on this?
I think I kind of read into that post a little bit different. I thought it was kind of saying like the people that are disagreeing with it, they're also highlighting that, but they're also highlighting the people that just go along with things, that just want everything to be in this toxic positivity bubble. I thought it was kind of calling both sides out.
Yep. That's how I saw it.
And I think the point was missed, that they were calling both sides out. Because let's face it, X, social media, like you said, Craig, is just a space for people to voice their opinions. And when someone doesn't agree with your opinion, or you see someone's opinion that you don't agree with, you immediately want to jump on it and be like, well, you're wrong, and here's why. Which is an opinion. That's an opinion. You can share that opinion. But then it starts to become like this dog pile of just bullshit.
Attacks.
It's just attack. And then it turns into harassing. Mm-hmm. And when you start rolling through the comments or the replies, it's like now it's become personal attacks versus, a structured, opinionated statement that you're going to make. There's no it's not constructive feedback. It's not constructive criticism. It's not a constructive opinion anymore. Now it's become a personal attack, and you've completely deviated from the plot. Like you're no longer on the plot anymore. And I don't know.
Well, I think that Twitter, the response is like Twitter hates everything. I think that Twitter shows you a reality or a statements or general feedback that you don't want to see. It's very raw, and that's why it's labeled as hateful or whatever you want to think. And that's the beauty of X, is that it's so popular, is that it tells you exactly how people feel, and it gives you the freedom to say, because you can't do that on Blue Sky. You can't do that even on Reddit. You can hardly do it on Discord, depending on the mods, right? Because people want to keep these safe spaces. And I appreciate that. There is no safe space on X. And while people say that's toxic, I disagree. I think that's wonderful. That's giving people the ability to say what they want, and ultimately, if there's any merit to it, then people will rally around it. We see that all the time. Phoenix, I see you kind of. I don't know. You got any thoughts on this whole discussion?
Well, to me, the biggest problem is that everyone wants fame, right? So I can't trust literally anything, because if someone shits on it, I don't know if they're trying to go like, "Hey, you see what I said? Follow me for some more hot takes." Like, it's just
right.
And likewise, I'm praising the shit out of this thing because I'm hoping that I get followers, and then I can get free tickets to see that movie or get that product or whatever. And then you got to figure out there's bots. There's tons of bots that are intentionally out there to create a war with us, with everything. Not only it's just politics, you're going to see it in pop culture too, because that is also, you're attacking the infrastructure of the country. So you're everywhere you go. I'm also seeing a lot of fake shit, so I can't really gauge it. If X was operating, if it was at its best in a perfect world, I think it's actually a perfect place to finally reflect in this case, the consumers' needs and the consumers' complaints that they've had and issues with what companies are doing. And I think that's the most honest you're ever going to see them, because beforehand, when a company did something to you, you really had nowhere to go other than to write a sternly worded letter to them. And I wouldn't have known about it. You wouldn't have known about that. So in one way, it's great. Unfortunately, we're in a time period where it's so corrupted, in my opinion. Who knows how authentic, 30-40% of it is,
Yeah.
I mean,
well, just to be clear, because I'm kind of reading some chat, I'm for opinions. Share your freaking opinions. That's what it's there for. Say and do what you want. It's just when you start, because maybe somebody owned you and now you're like, well, now I'm going to go after the way that they look, or now I'm going to go after something else. I'm going to go beyond and even try to track this person down and go see who their family is and say, well, at least I'm not married to a freaking cow or something like that. Like I said, you've completely derailed from the actual conversation and added no value to it at this point. So that's just my thoughts around it.
I might have a much simpler way to look at it. I'm old school internet, like you guys, right? And while you shouldn't attack people and threaten them, I also have to say, welcome to the internet.
Yes.
People have opinions. If you don't want to hear other people's opinions, don't put yours out there on a platform where you're going to hear them. That I have to agree with Craig. That's what happens when you give people safe spaces. You protect them from other people, sure. But what happens when they get exposed to the real world? They get shocked. And then they don't know what to do with themselves, how to handle it. And you just basically set them up to fail. And then all they do is become Karens later in life. I mean, you have to go through the tough stuff and get shit on and learn to either fight back or shut up.
Yeah, or ignore it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I do. I just ignore it. You don't say anything, you don't give them any more ammunition to use. So.
To me, my mod has to yell at me all the time because I see it as an opportunity to polish up my insulting.
There you go.
Well, it's an amazing conversation. I think that we're actually in a golden age of conversation online for the first time in a long time, and I love it. I really do. I know that X and all social media can be a lot for people, but man, I would much rather have it this way than the other way around, 100%. Then if I just go back several years ago to, I literally quit X Twitter at a certain point because it was just a mess. I had 50,000 followers on X at that time, or Twitter, and I was like, I'm fucking done with this place, right? Because I didn't know what I could and couldn't say. Now I can say whatever the fuck I want, and I love it. Fucking love it. It's great. So